Hello again, friends. It's 10:45 my time. Don't know what time it is where you are, but trying to get some of these videos caught back up. And so join me. And first, normally I read in Matthew first, but I actually want you to jump on over to Mark 7, and we're going to follow right along from where we left off. We're going to read 24 through 30. It's fairly short, and then I'm going to jump right into Matthew 15, read the same chronology story, and I'll break it down for you from there. So start with me in Mark 7, verse 24. Okay. From there, so we just finished him talking to the Pharisees, right? He arose and went into the region of Tyre and Sidon, and he entered a house and wanted no one to know it, but he could not be hidden. For a woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard about him, and she came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by birth, and she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter. But Jesus said to her, "Let the children be filled first, for it's not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs." And she answered and said to him, "Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs under the table eat from the children's crumbs." Then he said to her, "For this saying, go your way, the demon has gone out of your daughter." And when she had come to her house, she found that the demon had gone out, and her daughter was lying on the bed. Let's jump over into Matthew's version. Very similar, but we get a little bit more description, and I'll break it down from there for you. So again, we're in Matthew 15:21. Then Jesus went out from there and departed to the region of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came from that region and cried out to him, saying, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely demon-possessed." But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, "Send her away, for she cries after us." But he answered and said, "I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Then she came and worshipped him, saying, "Lord, help me." But he answered and said, "It is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs." Had to pause for a second there. Had a puppy making noise. Anyway, to the little dogs. And she said, "Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs eat from the crumbs which fall from the master's table." And then Jesus answered and said to her, "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be to you as you desire." And her daughter was healed from that very hour. This one's pretty neat. So, when he is calling her a Syrophoenician, and then he said a woman of Canaan, what he is specifying, or the word is specifying here, is that she's a Gentile woman. That's what you need to know. Okay, so he is back in Gentile territory. Remember to take that note as we go back and forth. And so between the Jews and the Gentiles. And so to know where we were, this will give us context and clarity about why he says what he does or does what he does. So we're back in the region of the Gentiles. Okay, and so first of all, this woman calls upon his messianic title. And so we get that clearly in Matthew when, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David," right? So she is calling upon his messianic title, but he answered her not a word, okay? And that is because his messianic title belonged to his people of Israel. In the very next line, when he answers, okay, to the disciples, right, he answered, "I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So as a Messiah, his messiahship, that was to the house of Israel, right? And so that is why he didn't answer her. It's not that he didn't hear her, right? It wasn't just ignoring her to be rude, but she called upon a title that wasn't owed to her. So she immediately changes her cry and her wording here, right? So it says, "Then she came," so he specified. So then she came and she worshipped him, right? So that means that she has an understanding of faith that he is the Lord, saying, "Lord, help me." So she just proved her faith right there by worshiping him as a Gentile woman, worshiping him as Lord. Okay, let's take it a step further, and I'll give you a little bit of description to throw it out to the little dogs, the Word of God. Little dogs here is not meant to describe some mangy mutt. It's not meant to be discriminatory, right? It's just as like a little puppy, like you feed them the scraps, right? And so that's all. It literally translates to small dog or puppy, not mangy mutt. It wasn't a derogatory term. excuse my puppy in the background, actually. It wasn't a derogatory term that was being said here. And so, but then she immediately responds with, but yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs from which fall from their master's table. So what we have here is a woman, a Gentile woman, who has an understanding of the Word of God. Because not only did she believe in him and worship him, but she had an understanding of the previous word, because she knew that the Word of God and the Messiahship belonged to Israel, belonged to his people, but she understood that Israel would deny their Messiah, right? And therefore Jesus would disciple to the Gentiles, right? And include. So that's where we get the casting of crumbs from the master's table to the little dogs, right? Is that Jesus didn't come for the Gentiles, he came for his people. And she had that understanding before she even spoke to him. And so when she proved that understanding to him by changing her terminology, as opposed to calling on him as her Messiah, the son of David, she called upon him as her Lord, right? That she worshiped and believed in him. And that is why he says, "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be to you as you desire," right? So we know faith first, then healing, right? But here we have a Gentile woman who understood the word better than his own people. And so it's a fascinating little story. But that wraps that one up. That one's pretty quick. I'll see you again in the next one.